correspondent on the ground, joins us live now. Amrit, what do you make of Blinken's comments that Palestinian Authority should play a central role in what comes next in the Gaza Strip?
Mark, Anthony Blinken, when he met Mahmoud Abbas today in Ramallah, he was basically trying to get him on board for two things. One, we know the differences between the Arabs, including Mahmoud Abbas, and the United States on the humanitarian situation. So it was like a carrot being offered to the to Al-Fateh, saying that, you know, if post-Hamas, you could see a role for it. But clearly, the two sides did not issue a joint statement. Mahmoud Abbas did not want to be, standing next to Anthony Blinken after a very small meeting means that there are differences. So in one sense, it was a carrot. It was offered to Al-Fateh, saying, well, you could take Hamas's place in Gaza as you took in West Bank. Remember, Hamas was the ones who had won the election, not Al-Fateh. Al-Fateh was way behind even, I think, Palestine Islamic Jihad in the 2006 elections. But they were more amenable to Israel, so they became the government in West Bank. Now, the second is that he is trying to, it's also an indication that, look, the decimation of Hamas is imminent. The Israelis would want to affect a regime change. It also signals that the Israelis would not want to rule Gaza themselves like they did pre-2005. They would want to install some sort of a government run by the Palestinian. And Al-Fateh is their best bet, both for the Americans and for the Israelis.
Okay, that's an interesting take. Amrit, what is the current status of the hostage negotiations? Netanyahu says that there can be no ceasefire until they are released.
Yes, that's true. That's what Netanyahu says, that the ceasefire, will not be there unless they release the hostages. I think their militaries, the mediations are on. Qatar is involved, the Americans are involved, the French is involved. Today, the French foreign minister was in Doha. The Hamas and the Israelis don't admit, but they are involved too, of course, through their emissaries in Qatar. But the significant is the statement of the Qatari Prime Minister saying that, well, it has become more complicated and there are complexities due to the military actions of Israel. So basically saying that Hamas has put its foot down on two things. They've asked for four things, basically. The two things that they've asked for is, one, immediate ceasefire, which the Arab countries support their demand. Second, they've asked for prisoner swap, saying we'll release hostages if you give us the Palestinian prisoners in your jails. They've asked two long-term demands, which could be, angling and shadow boxing. They're saying that lift the 17-year-old siege on Gaza, and then they are saying that stop settlements in West Bank and remove your settlements in West Bank, which I think Hamas also knows very clearly Israel is not going to do that. Israel, on the other hand, is saying ceasefire. Forget about ceasefire, a humanitarian pause. The American US Secretary of State was told very clearly a humanitarian pause is not on the cards. Their strategy is to weaken Hamas militarily, then negotiate with a weakened Hamas and get their people back, because they believe that a strong Hamas will only, get more out of them, and they're not at this point in time willing to concede. Mark.
Right, we leave it there. Thank you very much. Amrit Pal Singh joining us from the Israel-Lebanon border.